York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Knick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And once again, it is time to celebrate a Knicks win. Knicks beat the Timberwolves 96-88, and it's a big deal because, you know, these undermanned Timberwolves teams just beat the Boston Celtics yesterday, and they did not score 100 points. They scored 100 points 20 or more times, but that streak was snapped today. And today, the leading scoring was Mitchell Robinson. Money-making Mitch with 14 points, 18 rebounds on the night with 2 steals and a block. Also, we had a balanced attack from Julius Randle, who gives you 13. And Fournier gives you 13. Quentin Grimes, who gives you 11. And Kemba Walker, who gives you 10. And we are going to talk about it today, Knicks Nation. After a fast start from these starters and a slow start from the bench, we actually pulled out a win. And it was ugly, but we did it, man. And we're going to break down this game for you today. But before we break down the game, you know what it is? Let me introduce my guys, all right? It's my man from the YouTube channel across the street. I call him the Raw Metaphor. It is the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What's going on, Raw?
What's up, my man? Jay Ellis, Ryan G in the building. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good, man. We doing good. 2 games in a row for these Knicks. You couldn't be happier right now. I mean, you could be a little bit happier, but 2 games in a row, and that's all you want, the wins. All right? And, of course, you already know who this is. It is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. I can't remember the last time the Knicks actually won 2 games in a row. It's been that long.
long. Word up, that's for sure.
Long time, man. Long time. But yo, today, guys, I was looking for a few things. I was looking to see what if we can build momentum from the Knicks win versus the Atlanta Hawks. It seems like there might have been some more defined roles with Kemba Walker initiating the offense more, Julius Randle playing a little bit more secondary shot creation, ball movement, and defense. I was looking for those things entering the game today to see if we can finally get some consistency today. So let me know, Roy. Let me start off with you, Roy. What did you see today, and what did you think about this game?
It was an ugly game. They only had 20 assists, so the ball movement wasn't as crisp for the full game. They had spurts. Julius was bad Julius today. Kemba wasn't too bad, though. I'm not going to front. Kemba wasn't too bad today. And I did notice that our boy Grimes was getting more minutes than our boy Fournier, which is a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We talked about the last game that it seemed like Grimes was put in important minutes, and he was playing. Well, before I feel like he was playing more minutes than RJ. RJ kind of played a little bit more of the garbage-ish minutes versus the Christmas game versus the Hawks, and Grimes played a lot the important minutes, the meat minutes. And today it's looking like he played more minutes than Fournier, 31 minutes on the night compared to Evan Fournier, who gave you 24, and RJ, who gave you 24 with some good defense and some 3-point shooting. Ultimately, he got pulled, though. Ultimately, he was pulled because I think the shot started to fall a little bit, and maybe he started to get a little bit tired. Mm-hmm. But I like what I saw from Grimes. And look, at this point, when I'm looking at Grimes and the way he plays defense and the way he's shooting these shots and the way he competes, I'm just like, give this man some minutes. Grimes must play at all costs. What did you see tonight from Grimes, Ryan? I know you probably say the same thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, Grimes was definitely effective tonight. You can tell that, due to him just recently coming off of health and safety protocols, he's probably a bit rusty. So Shaw's a bit rusty tonight, but he played really good defense, which is a positive, especially that play he made late in the game when Beasley had the breakaway dunk off. I think it was off for a free throw miss, and Grimes hustled all the way back to strip Beasley, and it should have been the Knicks ball, but they gave it back to the Timberwolves late. But that's still a major stop, and Grimes is showing right now that he's pretty much Thibs' typical wing right now, 3-and-D, and I think Thibs is beginning to notice it too, because like you said, Grimes played 31 minutes and Fournier played 25 minutes, so right there it's showing you that Thibs is leaning more towards Grimes than Fournier.
Yeah, I agree, man. We already kind of talked about it on the program how we feel like next to Kemba Walker, I would rather see Grimes next to him for defensive purposes, especially because some of these guys, more mainly Evan Fournier, is kind of sometimesy. But we're also seeing that he's a guy who makes quick decisions. He pulls that three quicker, and it's funny because when you compare Grimes to our other 3-point shooters like Quickly and Alec Burks, he projects to be a better player for us long term because of how quick he releases that ball and how high his release point is. So it really forces you to make the decision quicker. And you can tell like there was a span where he hit I think he went off in that third quarter, and they left him open for like 2 seconds, and he hits a three on I think the left elbow with no hesitation. And we have a guy who can pull the trigger that quickly and that consistently. And can play defense and can play make a little bit. Not quite the playmaker that RJ is, but can still play make. Then you gotta keep him in the rotation, and you gotta find minutes for him. Mm.
He's his own buster, man. He was his own buster.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And tonight when he was playing a lot of that zone, you definitely needed him to play some zone and be that zone buster. But today you can't. I'd be remiss if I did not mention the big man,
MVP.
But yeah, from what was it? It was Mitch from Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana.
The big man from Louisiana.
Country boy from the Bayou.
He the country boy from the Bayou. Money making Mitch.
Loch Ness.
Big double gunshots for money making Mitch. Gives you 14 points, 18 rebounds, 6 of those offensives, 2 steals. 1 block, 87% from the field, 7 of 8, all over the place.
You call him right too, money making Mitch, because they need to pay that man.
Ryan, what did you think of Mitch's game, man? I feel like it was much needed, and without him, we wasn't winning. I don't know.
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to big up Mitch because I don't know if you were listening to the post game. He said that he started to drop the pounds and started eating right, which helped him to get back in shape. And now Mitch is looking like the Mitch of old, which is definitely a good thing for the Knicks. And also tonight he was definitely needed. No Cat, no Karl Anthony Towns. So you already knew that the guys going up against Mitch were backups. Even one guy going up against Mitch, I think he was like a stretch 4, stretch 5. The guys from the G League. So it's like if Mitch has those type of guys on him, Mitch has to dominate, and that's exactly what he did. He took advantage of his matchups, and he dominated, and the Knicks definitely needed that because the Knicks were shooting terribly, and a lot of those second chances came from Mitch grabbing those offensive boards.
Yeah.
Mitch Rob, man.
Yeah. Anything after that?
18 boards. What else you going to say? 18 rebounds from Mitch Rob. Dad.
Yeah, seriously. We needed every one of those, too, because our offense was kind of out of sync. Really, I feel like this game could have been put away a lot faster if we would have done a few things. One of those things was hit some open shots because I'll say this. The zone has bothered us. And it seemed like when we first started to get the zone in the beginning, like that second quarter, they first started slashing zone. I was kind of happy because it seemed like the Knicks responded pretty good when we first saw the zone. They was getting ball to the middle, it was spraying out to shooters, and they was hitting cutters. I felt like the ball movement, especially in the first half, was really good. But then we started missing open shots. And the shots he missed, it seemed like Mitch was, almost every time we missed one of those open shots, our saving grace was Mitch with the 6 offensive rebounds. So I don't know if you win this game without Mitchell Robinson, man.
No, you probably don't. But, I give it a little pass because I don't expect that zone to bother us forever because of Grimes. Once he gets his legs back under him, and I still think we're going to end up seeing a lot more Deuce. And so those 2 guys are going to bust up zones. So I think we'll be all right. And then I also think RJ is still, he's going to be all right too. He's had a rough year, man. When he had the flu, then he got the COVID. So he's had a little bit of a rough start. But I think once they all get it figured out a little bit, I think we're going to be all right. And teams are not going to be able to zone us like they are now.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna say that at the same time, I don't like how the Knicks attack the zone for the most part, because a lot of times they don't really try to penetrate the zone. They'll just pass the ball on the outside and just wait until like somebody has open three. But a lot of times the zone can get from player to player on the perimeter. You have to actually penetrate the zone and then attack it from the inside out. A lot of those times when the Knicks actually scored on the zone, it was because the Knicks missed a shot, but they were able to get the offensive rebound.
Right.
And then right there, the zone is out of whack, and then you're able to get an open shot afterwards. So I still think the Knicks need work on how to attack the zone. But of course, when you have guys like Grimes, quickly, etc., eventually they can shoot teams out the zone. So
I guess it depends on how you look at it. I mean, for me, especially in that first half too, I feel like we got a lot of good shots. I feel like a lot of those shots are wide open. And it was like, I'm like, all right, in my mind, I'm like, all right, cool. If we hit our free throws and we actually hit our open shots, we should win this game. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Because the defense was pretty all right. I mean, in the first half, we held those guys to 41 points in a half to 44, right? And Beasley was out here chucking shots like no tomorrow. So granted, they got open threes, but I feel like the threes they got were kind of not in rhythm, Chucky threes, so I live with that. The second half, though, was when I felt like there were some concerns it was like an effort and coaching to me. In that, I think the fourth quarter is kind of what concerned me. I feel like this game could have really got away from us if the Knicks didn't. This game could have got away from us in that second half, especially in that fourth quarter, if our effort level was going the way it was, specifically from Randle.
I was going to say, you're talking about Julius Randle?
Yeah, I'm talking about Randle. I'm talking about Randle.
Because he didn't give a crap at all in the last few games of the game. I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, and I kind of blame the coach. I mean, we was talking about this behind the scenes, Raw, but I don't know. It seems like the leash for Obi is super short.
No, you know what? I ain't going front. I love Tom Thibodeau, but he got to chill on Obi, man. Come on, man. Shoot, he starts going crazy because he made a turnover, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Julius does this 100 times a game.
Yeah.
Julius does it 100 times a game, man. See, now that kind of crap, that's going to cause you to get your players going to start having duties with you. So he got to chill on that, man. I think he should give Obi at least the leash he gives to IQ.
I agree.
Yeah, true that. I mean, just tonight, Randle had 4 turnovers. Why wasn't Thibs barking on him on any of those 4 turnovers?
And some of them were just bad, like really bad turnovers. Like, what are you doing turnovers? Like, what is wrong with you, turnovers? Oh man.
Yeah, man. It still feels like Randle does not know that in certain parts of the court that there's going to be a defender coming from behind you. Like when you're on that right side of the court, the defender is coming from the middle to try to poke the ball away, and you fall for it every time. Like I don't understand how he hasn't adjusted to that as of yet. But that's besides the story. My thing is I saw what happened too, because between the turnover, right, and I think it was McDaniels. McDaniels blew by Obi on the corner.
Yeah, because Obi ran out to the 3-point line and he blew by him and dunked and got fouled.
Right.
Yeah. But still, I mean, that happens to Randle every game multiple times.
Right. But exactly.
So I'm like, I mean, come on. I mean, so it happened to Obi once. Okay, great. I mean, come on. I was like, and then he immediately put Randle in there. I said, what the hell, man? Oh, my God. So,
the crazy part was there was a part where Wally even pointed it out. He was saying, how come nobody – he's like, that pick took out 2 people. Wasn't that Randle's man? How come Randle didn't come out? Is he hurt or something? No, Wally. He's not hurt.
Nah.
He's not hurt.
He's just being lazy on defense. That's what it is.
Oh, my gosh.
But it's like, okay, cool. He's lazy on defense. Randle plays the most minutes of the night in 37 minutes. He's gassed. Let Obi get 5 more minutes. And it's not like
let's get pussy. Let Obi eat something, man. This is a night you could have played Obi 20 minutes and played Randle 30 minutes. You could have did that. You know?
Right.
What the heck, man?
Exactly.
And I think we'd have been better off right there. Right there, we'd been better off. But
exactly, because I was watching Obi tonight, and Obi didn't do anything that I thought was egregious. Where I was like, nah, you got to take him out the game immediately. Like
He can't be playing looking over his shoulder at this cat all night, man. He got to let him play. Shoot.
Yeah, man. Obi, let's see. Obi topping on the night. Let's see.
11 minutes.
10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah. Not even. He was 3 for 3 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3. 3 assists, 2 rebounds. He only played 11 minutes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's +6. Come on, man. I was like,
I don't know. That was weird.
His handling on Obi is questionable. I ain't gonna front. I don't question Tibbs on much, but his handling of Obi is definitely questionable. He got to do better here. Super
questionable. This is and at a night when Randle was looking gassed. And granted, we won the game. Randle did have he did a thing on the boards, 15 rebounds.
Yeah. 5 of 20 though. 5 of 20.
Yeah, 15 rebounds.
Terrible.
5 of 20 was horrible. He had a few nice hockey assists. He sets people up in the second half. But
you know what happened? What's bothering me though, for real though? What did Randle say at the end of last game? What did Tibbs say? When Randle's attacking, we're doing what? So what does he do to start this game? He throws up 2 3-points.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't look like an attack to me.
I mean, I didn't mind those shots because of how the shots came. I felt like the shots were open. They were in rhythm. And then he followed that up by passing the ball to some cutters. I feel like our off-ball movement was really good in that first half. My problem with Randle was more in the second half than the first half.
I just think overall,
second half.
The whole team started looking lazy when he started playing lazy. That's
I agree.
What I'm saying.
I agree.
The whole team started looking lazier when he started acting lackadaisical and lazy. Because he's the leader, so he sets the tone.
Yeah, because with Randle, it's more like Randle doesn't play with great energy throughout the game. Like, there will come a time where he gets lackadaisical, and that hurts the team. Yeah, exactly. And then what I don't like about Randle too sometimes is that it's like what Wally said. You make 1 or 2 dribbles and be decisive in your movement. Every time, like the 5, I can guarantee you the 5 baskets that Randle scored tonight, he was decisive.
Yep.
On those 5 baskets he scored.
You're right.
But the thing is that he's not decisive all the time. Sometimes he'll get the ball and he'll dribble until either someone steals the ball from him or he makes a bad decision. And it's like, just 1, 2 dribbles, be decisive as soon as you get the ball and make a play. That's it.
That's my biggest problem with him is the fact that you just never know from game to game what you're going to get. He's not consistent. Yeah. For a guy that's the leader and making $100 million, I want to know what I'm getting every night. I want to at least know that every night you're going to play defense at a high level. You're going to hustle. I don't want to see you with your head down loafing for $100 million. I'm just not happy with that. And then you never know. Is he going to be Randle that's 6 of 9 from 3 or 1 of 5 from 3?
Yeah, I mean, that's on Tom, man. Like, Tom has to recognize. I mean, granted, we won the game. It's a good win, considering they beat the Celtics yesterday. We won the game, so you take it with the grain of salt. We actually won the game. This is nitpicky, but I still feel like Tom has to do a better job of regulating his minutes when he realizes he's not giving 100%. And also, I give the Timberwolves some credit too, because I do feel like they made a concerted effort to kind of take the ball out of Walker's hands, because Walker really ran amok. He's been the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Yep. And a lot of the offense that we saw work against the Hawks was Walker pick and rolling to death. Walking pick and roll with Randle, walking pick and pop with Randle, walking pick and roll with Mitch. When the offense was running through Walker, I felt like there was a lot of success. Today we played a lot of zone and took us out of our rhythm. I saw some pick and roll from Walker, but more so a couple in the first quarter, but not that much afterwards. So I mean, the game plan for them was solid. It was solid, and these guys turned teams over. You know what I mean? They're like the number one. They're the number 1 in the league at forcing turnovers in the NBA. So I mean, and the Knicks withstood that attack, didn't turn the ball over too much, and we actually came up with winning the game. But I still need to see more from Tom Thibodeau and Julius Randle.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
I was saying, I was fortunate enough to have to sit. I was sitting behind the bench for a season, listening to John Calipari while he coached UMass, and What he used to do was he also ran a tight rotation. He ran a 9-man rotation. Of course, this is college.
Mm-hmm.
But what he used to get mad about is if a guy wasn't going full tit on every play and didn't ask to come out the game, he would yell at him. He wouldn't care if you got tired and you waved your hand and said, I got to come out. But he wanted you to go 100% on both sides of the ball all game.
Right.
If you took a play off, he would say, I heard him yell, I forgot who it was. He said, if you're tired, come out of the game. And so, but what Tibbs does, his guy will be tired, and he still plays him. And I'm thinking that from looking at it from last year, because it's the first time we get to see Tibbs that he's not coaching like Chicago or Minnesota. We're seeing him all the time. Maybe he's figuring that as the season goes on, his guy will be able to handle those minutes. Because Randle did get stronger as the season went on last year. So maybe he's figured, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, he's going to let him run and be tired now so that later on he won't be.
To build his win? That's a hell of a theory. That's a hell of a theory.
That's what happened last year.
I mean, he did get stronger last year. He did get stronger.
Yeah, he did. As the season went on, he started getting stronger. So maybe it's that, but...
Go ahead, Ryan.
To be pulling Obi after one turnover like that?
I don't know. I'm just saying the Knicks are 16 and 18, so the Knicks play 34 games right now. I mean, my man still ain't catches a win yet.
yeah, man. He's still chasing that wind. But whatever, he's still chasing it. He's still chasing it. That's fine though. That's fine because my man Richard Robinson caught the wind. All right. So shout out to my man Money Making Mitch.
Mitch Rob.
Yeah,
baby.
man. So salute to the chat, man. Let's get these callers in. Shout out to Telem Alejandro, shout out to Fritz Alessandor, shout out to Best Mind in the Game, Fritz Alessandor, Geraldine McGyver, Rich Jim, Miss Salute, everybody else who's rocking with the KOT show, and also my guy Big Reaper. If you're new to the show, hit that hashtag new, hit that like and subscribe button, and also if you like the show too, hit us with the super chats. It helps go a long way, pay for these bills. All right, first caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you from, and what do you want to talk about.
Hey, what's up, Chad? This is Big Reaper. Good evening. Jay Ellis, Ryan, Raw. Thank you guys for taking my call.
Big R from AC.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy we finally won 2 in a row.
Facts.
So I'm really happy about that. It's been a long time. Really liked the game Mitch played today. He was erasing all the mistakes. Any mistakes that came along, he basically erased just about all of them, which is really good. He played big out there because he was the biggest guy, so he wasn't, so he did a great job. And also I like how, the coach this year, he hasn't the fact he likes big centers is a good thing because it's, if these teams are going to play small, you got to punish them. And I'm glad Mitch punished the other team today, which was good. But you guys are pretty spot on what you guys are saying about the coach and Julius Randle. Coach is really, I haven't criticized the coach at all this year, but yeah, seeing what's happening with him and Julius Randle is really annoying me. It's actually a little similar to what he let happen in Minnesota with him and Jimmy Butler. He basically gave Jimmy Butler all the rope, created a lot of issues in the locker room, and so that probably had a lot, probably also contributed to him getting fired in Minnesota. So the way Julius is behaving on the court, I think it's inexcusable. Giving up on plays, with that when you guys were talking about where he got caught up in the pick.
Yeah.
He just didn't care about going right. He didn't care about running out to the shooter. He just And, a couple I think it might have been a couple of plays later, you can see some of the veterans are getting set up with him. You can see basically he came to get the ball from out of bounds from Kemba.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he's wide open. Kevin's like, nah. And Kemba passed it to somebody who's dang near at half court.
Yeah, because he wasn't giving it to him. He said, nah. And that was after a play he took off on defense. Yep.
So it's you can tell some of the veterans are starting to get tired of it because it's, he's going to start losing respect, and it could end up being an issue in the locker room. And so Coach Tibbs, he needs to do something. I don't know what kind of politics he's playing with Julius. I don't get it. Maybe he feels because Julius is the best guy on the team, he feels like as long as Julius has his back, he's going to stay.
Maybe.
But if your front office, feels like, okay, Julius is, it's like his play is terrible, and the coach is enabling terrible play, the coach is not going to be safe, and Julius will not be safe either. So
Right.
it's so I'm just kind of confused about what's going on there, because I agree with you guys. Like Obi Toppin, like with that quick hook, 10 minutes. I mean, you can't tell me Obi Toppin only deserves to play 10 minutes a game. That's crazy. And Julius is playing 37 minutes. I honestly felt like we ran at least 30 plays through Julius today.
Yeah.
And it was maybe like 8 of them were successful. And it's just like, that's a very low percentage. So I don't know why we keep banging our head against the wall. And the coach has these players banging their head against the wall. I just don't get it, why he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else, So, but overall, I feel like everyone played a really good game. Honestly, although R.J. Barrett only shot 3 of 10, I was very impressed with his fourth quarter performance. The kid is just like, I don't know why he's so clutch. He can't make layups all game, but then in the fourth quarter, is like you give him the ball, he does whatever he has to do, to get a bucket. So, I'm very impressed by that. So everyone, I really liked everybody's game, including Evan Fournier. I thought played a decent game.
Yeah.
So it's just the only issue was Julius Randle, and it was because we keep trying to force the offense through him. And then on top of that, we were struggling in the zone because I feel like we struggle in the zone because of Julius. It's like we're still trying to run a lot of stuff through him. He has, his usage rate, especially in the zone. Like, it doesn't make any sense unless you're going to have him stay in the middle. Actually, you know what? They actually made an adjustment and had him be the guy flashing towards the middle at the free throw line. He was wide open.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
And I don't understand why they don't do that every time there's a zone. I don't know why they do it. Every time they should do that.
Exactly.
But the problem is Julius, because it's like he was wide open and he didn't take the shot at the free throw line.
Yeah, I remember that.
He
Like
passed up a shot. We got a 21st violation.
Yeah, he doesn't know when to dribble. He doesn't know when to shoot, and it's just like sometimes it's like I don't know what's happening to him this year. It's like 2019 Julius, like you guys said, just showed right back up. So so pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Did you see that play where he was doing his usual wave when the other man got beat? Jay McDaniels was coming. Then he decided to come over late. McDaniels tried to yam it on him with 2 hands. I was like, I wish you'd have yammed it and it came right off his forehead because that'll woke him up.
I did see that. That was pretty funny. I did see that. So it's just like it's. He needs to put in better effort, and and now honestly, the Timberwolves play really hard. But let's be honest, this is like and it's a culture thing over there too, because it's like you got to give them credit. They play hard, and you got to give the Knicks credit for pulling this win out, because like the Timberwolves are a better team. There's a culture change over there, so even these guys that are like bench players and their G League team are also going to play better, because now they kind of know how to play basketball, and so they're going to follow. Everyone is going to follow suit and play the same way, and so you give them credit. However, they play hard. They played pretty okay, but it's not a very high talent. It wasn't a lot of talent on that court today. It wasn't a lot of basketball IQ either on that court on their side. So we pretty much got lucky because there's just more talent on our side. Although, it's I feel like we're wasting a lot of possessions through Julius, and I really hope she wakes up.
Yeah.
We're hoping and praying.
Yeah, agreeing on all points, man. So salute to you, Reaper, man. Thanks for calling.
Straight facts right there. Straight facts.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, man. Like I said, last game, the Christmas game, I feel like we had more success because, we ran a lot more plays through Walker.
Right.
A lot more. Like a lot. And we didn't get...
And he was distributing very nicely, man.
Yeah. He was. And, I mean, like I said, and I give him the credit, too, because they forced the ball out of Walker's hands a lot, too. But I also feel like we went to Julius a little bit too much, too. But, I mean, at the end of the game, we got away with the win. Like, even in the first half...
I think what happened in that tell me with your guys, but I think at the end, when they were forcing the ball out of Walker's hands, really we needed another real playmaker. Like, I would have liked to have seen a Quickly or that's a situation we put it quickly in there if you're not going to have Grimes, Deuce in there, because those are, you need two playmakers out there in that scenario.
Right. I mean, I guess that's when you have. I guess that's why Fournier is supposed to be the secondary playmaker.
Oh my God, yeah, that's why we're in trouble.
That's why we got him. That's why we got him. But I mean, to our point though, in that first half, it worked. The first half, they forced the ball out of Kemba Walker's hands, and then Fournier was right. He was like, they had 10 points at the half, a lot of floaters, a lot of curls to the basket. Like he was very successful because he was able to work off of the pressure that they was giving to Walker. So. But the second half we went more towards Julius. So, I mean,
that's when you have problems.
Yeah. So it is what it is, and you know what? Grimes works too because he spaces the floor, and makes quick decisions. But maybe it's Grimes another playmaker. I don't know. Maybe it's Evan.
Yeah, Grimes is not really.
He's not a playmaker.
Look at him as a playmaker per se. He's more of a catch and shoot, but he can go off the dribble, but it's not really his forte. He's a rebounder, catch and shoot, defender. 3-and-D.
Right, it's 3-and-D.
Yeah.
Very basic level playmaking.
Yeah, very basic, and I love it. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Very high IQ, but you need a guy out there that's a playmaker. So that's what I'm saying. I would, in that scenario tonight, you're not going to play Deuce, right? Okay, fine. So you put IQ out there. That's what I would have liked to see. You put IQ out there to relieve the pressure when they double Kemba. Now IQ could kill you, when you do that. So I don't know.
Yeah, they went back to Evan, but Evan wasn't as effective in the second half as he was in the first half.
Yeah, I think they just put him out there just to get Grimes a blow. I don't think he was going to stay out there that long, and he didn't. I think that was just to get, because Grimes was reason his shots were not falling. His leg, you could see his legs were not tired. It was in his legs. So just give him a couple of games to get back, under his legs under him, and he'll be back to smash those threes with the regular. But he just, what happened tonight, he was running out of gas.
Yeah, he definitely ran out of gas. And at the end of the day, I don't think he even shot bad at the end of the day. If I look at his numbers, I gotta look at it.
What, Grimes? Yeah. I think it's 4 of 11, 3 of 9 from 3, I believe.
Yeah, he was missing some things he would normally hit in the second half.
Yeah.
Okay, 36%. Okay, well, never mind. All right, but all right, next caller up, we got Emil from Australia, who's again using his international minutes to call into the KOT show. Shout out to Emil, man. What's going on?
Man. How you guys going?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
All right, so
good day.
Obviously, a win is a win.
Mm-hmm.
You can't complain when you get a win, but I was a bit annoyed today, especially every time Obi, I get scared every time he makes a mistake. I don't want him to get out of the game, and then he made those back-to-back mistakes, and you just knew that Tibbs was going to take him out.
Right.
Yeah. It was so annoying because he was actually playing so well, and Randle wasn't even playing, he's playing trash, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Obi was playing well, and he was giving energy, and that reverse layup was clean.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I don't know. The dynamic with Randle's so weird. No one talks about this a lot, but I feel like RJ, he's not he's not utilized to his full potential. I feel like he should have the ball in his hand as well. It's not he's played as a spot up. He obviously has to play good. Don't get me wrong. He has to make shots because he hasn't been making shots this year. But I feel like he can get in rhythm if he just has the ball in his hand a bit more.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with that 100%.
That's kind of the reason why I feel like you got to separate, to me in my mind, Evan Fournier and RJ.
Yeah, should not go through. The offense should not go through Julius Randle. I don't know who it could go through RJ. It could go through Kemba Walker. You could choose another guy, but it cannot go through Julius because he's just not the guy, man.
Yeah.
It's not the guy.
But Kemba was getting trapped today, so they just they went back to the Randle thing because Kemba was getting double tapes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather them, once that happens, I'd rather them go to RJ or even Fournier. I don't know, but Fournier annoys me as well.
And RJ was getting crapped at. I mean, he was going to rim all day. RJ wasn't really finishing, but I feel I feel like he was on the wrong end of non-calls too. Personally, today RJ was.
Yeah.
But
he did hook the guy in that one play they called offensive. He did hook the guy.
He did? Okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He hooked the guy with his elbow. I just think RJ just needs to get a stretch of games where he's not got COVID, he don't have the flu, and he's just playing, man. He needs about 10 games like that. He hasn't really had that. He's been either sick with the flu or he's had the COVID. You know, this has been a tough year for him, but I think he'll find his legs eventually.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But like for now, I don't know. I always feel like it's weird playing RJ and Evan together, and I feel like for both of them to play a good game, if one is being the playmaker, the other one has to kind of find their way in transition to get going. That's the only way I can see like both of them really going at the same time. Like, that's kind of what I saw during the Hawks game. Go on, Emil. What did you about to say?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like sometimes, I know this is premature, but sometimes I'm getting thoughts about Grimes that he might be our best young player. Like, his stroke is so pure. Like, it's unreal. And it's like, it's high release. It's like quick. And I don't know. Or maybe because I'm not sure if he's more valuable than quickly. Like, it's obviously premature, but sometimes it just looks so ready for his age. Like, it's unbelievable.
That's right.
So, yeah, man. I be calling Baby Houston for a reason, man. Like, I don't know. If you look, somebody was fighting me. He's like, he doesn't look like Baby. I'm like, man, if you just look at Houston's form on his jump shot, and look at Grimes side by side, and tell me that don't look like Allen Houston shooting form.
I'm trying to say, man.
Tell me they don't look like Allen Houston shooting form. Tell me.
For a second, I thought you were making that comparison because they're both light skinned.
Well, not because they both light skinned.
No, but for real though, if you guys are too young, but if you look at some video on Jerry Lucas, they got the exact same shot. They got the exact same. I mean, Houston does have him and Houston are very similar, but if you look at Jerry Lucas, the championship years with Jerry Lucas, they got the exact same shot as Grimes. It's the exact same.
Oh yeah, I gotta check him out too. But
yeah, exact same shot.
But I call
sort of like on the side, like a trophy, like it's like a basketball trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, on the side of the trophy, but then he has like the perfect elbow.
Yep. Quick release.
Every single time above his head, like.
Yep. Every single time.
Man, I love Grimes, but I get why you're saying that, Emil, and it's very close because between Grimes, McBride, Quickly, they all have certain skill sets that we really need. And between a game to game, like you can kind of flip by between the three of them sometimes, especially. But like with Grimes, like his roles are so defined. Like he doesn't need to be a point guard, so all he has to do is shoot and to play defense, be effective, and he can do that today. So like he can do that. That's why off of COVID, like that's nothing to him. Like he's been a shooter his whole career. I can shoot.
Yeah.
He's like I don't need to warm up to shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I do that in my sleep. RJ's not a purebred shooter, so it's gonna take him a while to get into rhythm to get those shots going again. But But and for McBride, man, he's a natural defender. His shot is coming along too, and he can play make. Man, all these guys, all the young guys, man. This is probably the best. This is the best stock of young guys we've had in a long time.
I can't remember us having a better stock of young guys, really. I can't remember when we've had a better stock of because we got when you add them all up, you're talking about what Obi, RJ, McBride, Grimes,
right,
Mitchell Robinson,
IQ.
IQ. You got 6 guys right there. I'm missing Kevin Knox, missing all of. I mean, we got a nice stable of young talent, man.
Yeah, the closest I can remember.
Jericho Sims.
I was excited about, which was like David Lee, Channing Frye, and Nate Robinson.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's the case. Yeah,
that's when I was like, oh, we got our young guys. David Lee became an all-star, and that was the pinnacle. And Nate Robinson became like a nice little 6-man.
We had a chance when we had when Gallinari and what's that guy's name?
Wilson Chandler.
Wilson Chandler,
and Gallinari, and we had the Russian kid Mozgov. I think we had a chance right there, but then they broke it all up, and it would never fruition, But.
Right, and then those guys never got healthy. Their whole career they were injured too.
Yeah, injury prone. Yeah,
both of them. And Wilson's not even in the league no more.
23. When we traded them, they was like 24 and 23 or something like that. They were very young, man. So that's bad Knicks right there. So I'm glad we don't do that anymore. We got 6 nice young guys. We should really keep them together and grow them.
I was really mad we traded Miles Golf. I was like really bad. I was really mad. I was like, we traded Miles Golf. Hell no.
I was upset when we traded Wilson Chandler too. I like Wilson Chandler's game when he was the Knicks.
Wilson Chandler, man. He played a 2-guard too.
Me too, man. I'm sorry. We took the.
Mozgov won a trip though. He won a trip with Cleveland.
He sure did, man.
Yeah.
We went off on a little bit of a tangent, Emil. Anything else you want to say?
I'll just say one more thing before I go. One thing I'll say about Quickly is that when he's on, he looks like the best player on the floor usually. Like he has like some good control of the tempo of the game. That's why I think Quickly is probably better than Grimes. When he's cooking, it feels like he's just in control of the game.
Right.
But yeah, and I'll just ask you guys a question to finish off. Who do you think which young player do you think has the most trade value, or is looked around the league as one of the most valuable players at the moment?
Ooh.
You got several of them.
The most valuable, I would think it would be Obi, but maybe
we got several of them. It'd probably be Obi.
It'd probably be Obi,
because he could start on a lot of teams.
Yeah, probably.
And man, if he got 20, if Obi got 20 to 25 minutes a game, I don't think he would be in these crazy trade scenarios for rotation pieces.
I think that he's the obvious one because Randle's in his way. It's either him or Randle's got to go. And so if they're going to commit to Randle, then that means Obi. Obi's not going to be in this. He's not going to take this crap for another 2 seasons. I'm telling you right now. He's doing it now.
I agree with you, bro.
It's not. He's not going to take this for another 2 seasons. Maybe this year and now next year you're talking about time for the extension. He's not going to take this forever, man. And he's going to have plenty of options. Teams are going to be looking for him.
And that's gonna be painful. Breaking up the IQ Obi connection just sounds painful already thinking about it because those guys, I feel like those guys are like a brother from another. Their connection is unreal.
Yep.
Like that loud play quickly through the Obi when Obi first came to the game.
Oh, with his left hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was beautiful. Yeah, I love that. And to your point,
I'd say Obi.
So yeah, I'll definitely say Obi.
Yeah.
And to your point, Emil, too, about IQ, when you're talking about guards who could beat people off the dribble, that's something IQ couldn't do last year. And when you look at our team, I don't think there's any guard who can really do that straight off of just maybe Kemba. Besides Kemba, D-Rose. Well, Key Rose is
Deuce could do it. I think Deuce could do it.
Yeah, Deuce can.
Can Deuce beat somebody off the dribble? Straight up 1-on-1, no pick?
He has shown that a couple of times in the Houston game.
Yeah, but he just doesn't do it as good as Kemba, Rose, or Quick though.
I don't know. I'd like to see him give an opportunity to see if he can. I'd like to put him in the position. Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he can. I'm not saying he can't. I'm trying to remember the game.
He did it in summer league. What he does is he can beat you off the dribble, but he doesn't go all the way to the hole. He'll settle for the mid range, but he can't get that mid range just about any time he wants it.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, there was one play I saw somebody posted the tape of him going to the hole, and he had a layup, and he pulled back out. So he's still not all. I saw.
In the pros or in West Virginia?
No, in the pros. He did it versus Houston. And that's a very nitpicky. He had a great game that game, of course. But that was just one time. But we also see him go to the hole.
That was a weakness of his coming out of. He don't have many weaknesses in the game, but one of them was finishing at the rim because of his size. But he does have a really nice mid-range and float game. So he does have that, and I think that's probably why he has it because of that deficiency there. I mean, he is like 6'1", maybe 6'2", so maybe that's what it is too.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, Kemba is definitely the best one we have at D Rose. Oh no, wait, D Rose is the best one. Kemba and him are the two best guys getting to the basket, all the way too.
Absolutely, and IQ has quickly gotten better at that this season. A lot of times you see him taking people off the dribble 1-on-1 and making a play straight off of the dribble penetration, whether it be that floater game or kicking out to a 3. So a lot of good young guys here. I think we got another caller up, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Next caller up, let us know what your name is and where you're from and what do you want to talk about.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's up, Jay Ellis? What's up, Ryan?
What's going on?
Hey, man, what's good?
What's Jim?
Oh, what's good, Jim? What's going on, Rich Jim?
Jim.
Mod Squad in the building. What's going on, Rich?
Yeah. First thing, Big Reaper, the play he's talking about is Kemba called RJ from half court to come to the ball, so RJ could get right back to him because he didn't want to give it to Brandon.
Yeah. I like that, though.
I like it.
But Randall had some nerve going back asking for the ball like that after he just gave up a basket, man. Like, what are you doing?
I like it, man. Like, if the coach is not going to check Randall, Kemba Walker has to, because somebody has to, man. Like, because that's just ridiculous. And Randall is the one who said he won. Randall said himself in interviews in the summer that he likes to be held accountable and coached hard.
Yeah, that's bullcrap.
Yeah, it's not look like it so far.
I mean, Tom got to do it.
Well, I'm glad Kemba's doing it.
Me too. Yeah, continue, Rich. Anything else you have to say?
I also agree with Raw. I think Deuce, if given a chance, could take people off the dribble too. It's just that he's a rookie right now. So he's got to give him time, but he has the ability to do it.
Yeah, they got to give him a chance.
Yeah.
Well, maybe tomorrow against Detroit.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow against Detroit. But like the more players we have, man, the harder it's gonna be to get these people minutes, man. Because IQ just got back. IQ only played 15 minutes today.
Yeah.
I know. Dang.
IQ only played 15 minutes today, man.
That was also bad.
Yeah,
well, I was wondering, you know, you got a super chat, JM.
Oh yes. Hold on. I definitely still in that shout. Shout out to my guy Big Reaper, man. Big Reaper with the big super chat, $20. It says doing a 180 on RJ situation. We should keep giving him the ball until he gets his angles right. He says have him work through his troubles and work on these angles on these layups. I feel you on that, Big Reaper. I feel you. All right.
You know what I like? You know what I like about RJ? RJ had 3 bad quarters today. Did not score a point through the first 3 quarters because he kept getting in foul trouble, so he couldn't get a rhythm. But here comes the 4th quarter, and the man is determined to not stay with a 0 on that shot.
Facts.
He has 8 points in the 4th quarter in crunch time. With 4 minutes or less is when he scores his 8 points.
Yeah.
That's what I like about RJ. That's why I want to keep RJ. He has to work on his game, no question, but he has that it factor, that clutch gene in him.
Yep. Agreed.
Nah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't know. Like, I know sometimes those people who want to go the extra mile to work on stuff and who don't get rattled, I'm just more willing to bet on them long term than people would. Sometimes even natural talent. Maybe that's just me.
No, he's a hard worker, man. I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be all right too, man. Shout out to RJ. Rough game, but 8 points at the end, clutch buckets. I like it. Go ahead, Rich Jim.
Yeah, and I agree with y'all also. I don't think, I want him to, but I don't think Obi's staying here for the long run, and he's going to keep dealing with this playing 10, 14 minutes nonsense behind Randall. I don't see it happening. And I'm going to give you a scenario, and I'm going to give you a scenario, and I'm going to get off. I think if our starting 5 was Deuce, Grimes, RJ, Obi, and Mitch, we probably wouldn't make the playoffs this year. But I guarantee you, next year and beyond, we'll be in the playoffs every year.
Yep.
What do y'all think about that? And I'm done.
Agree.
Yeah.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, because the kids will grow faster. Then on top of that, by next year, they're going to probably be, to a point where their game is going to improve to the point where, they're good enough to get the Knicks into the playoffs. But the simple fact of the matter is, with Thibs as the coach, that's not happening. So as much as, we would love it to happen, it ain't happening.
Well, that's where, to me, Leon's got to save Tibbs from himself. So, to me, that's why he has all of these bets on these short-term deals. He's got to do something with them, man. Get some picks for them or something, because you got to play these kids. I would let Tibbs get mad at me and start sending these bets out and just force him to play these kids.
Yeah, Alec Burks today has 16 minutes on the night. So right now you're looking at Alec Burks versus Grimes. You already know how much Tom Thibodeau loves him some Alec Burks. Grimes beats him out tonight. So that's a sign. That's definitely a sign that there's a change coming and Grimes has earned his spot. So
Yep.
also quickly 14 minutes, but this is quickly's first game back too. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt as well. And when McBride comes back, it's gonna get crazier.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guys here who deserve to play, man.
And he has shown he deserves the minutes already. So I want to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, he does, but I'm just kind of concerned because with Thibs, because I think Kemba Walker, at least by Thibs standards, knowing how the way Thibs thinks, I think Thibs is thinking that Kemba's doing a good job, reinstating himself as a starting point guard. And if Kemba's the starting point guard and quickly is going to be that backup, I'm not sure if McBride is going to get minutes when he comes back.
Is he going to make quickly the backup to Kemba, or that's the question I want to know? Is he going to make quickly automatically the backup to Kemba, or is quickly going to be paired with Grimes as the off guard?
Right.
I believe it's going to be quickly because it's going to be backing up Walker because
then it's going to be hard minutes.
Yeah, so it's going to be hard to get McBride minutes. At least I'm going by the way Thibs thinks.
I
agree with you. But you know what though? I saw a little bit of slowdown in Kemba today. Like, these 40-minute games is going to catch up to him, man. I mean, he rested 3 weeks, right? So I want to see how long he lasts. I'm thinking, that's what I'm saying. Eventually, it's going to be Deuce and IQ eventually because Kemba's not going to be able to play at this pace for the rest of the season. He's just not going to be able to.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like I don't know, man. Tibbs is such a hard person because.
Yeah, I know.
Because when Tibbs likes you, he plays you for 600 minutes.
Exactly.
Like we started off the season. I mean, I remember from the start of the season how we started off talking about this team. when we asked Tibbs, is he gonna play Kemba back to back?
He said he's playing.
It's like, and we thought it was a joke, and Knicks Nation knew it wasn't a joke. Like he don't play. And you know what else, Raw? This also made me feel like how you were absolutely right about these Kemba DMPs early in the season.
Yeah.
Before you was like, Kemba ain't hurt. Tibbs just didn't like him. And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly because all of a sudden he's playing 40 minutes a game with no problems.
Yep.
Before Kemba was getting DMPs.
And Kemba's not going to be able to do that all year. You just know he's not going to be able to do that. So I'm saying, and to me, like, okay, let's say for whatever reason, Fournier sits, and then you're going to give Grimes those minutes, right? Once Grimes gets 3 or 4 games as the starter with starters minutes, he's never relinquishing the spot. That's the end of it. That's it. He's not a starter. So yeah. And now if Kemba does the same, Kemba sits 3 or 4 games, and you start Deuce McBride, I don't think he gives up the position ever. I think that's it because they'll start winning, and all of a sudden he can't take them out.
Man, it's crazier too because you know what, Raw? Okay, well, first and foremost, I liked how Kemba and IQ. Not Kemba, McBride and IQ together.
Yes, man.
That tandem to me was crazy. Versus the Rockets. I want to see more of that because that looked like a drive and kick nightmare for teams.
That looks like a Dame McCollum type situation, man. You got 2 dynamic guards back there. So like I said, it's just, to me, it's just a matter of time. That's why I don't get too frustrated with that because I'm looking at these vets. And I'm like, somebody's going to sit for a minute. And when they do, these young lions are going to go in there, and they're never getting up the spot. That's it. That's the end.
But also, I feel like we got to make a move soon because we talking, and Derrick Rose is not back in rotation yet. And we sweating about minutes and when Derrick Rose gets here, it's going to get crazier. Like, we have to make a trade.
Yeah, I
agree with you. So,
like, with Derrick Rose being out, that's already divine intervention right there because that's 1 point guard you don't have to worry about for a certain period of time. So it's like that's what McBride should be sneaking in. But I honestly think somebody else is gonna have to go down. Yeah. And more than likely it's gonna have to be Kemba going down for McBride to really get those minutes. And then, like you said, once McBride gets those minutes and shows that he's making an impact and making more of an impact than Kemba, then that's when it's going to be it. And then it's going to be like you have no choice but to play McBride.
Yeah, because this is going to happen. When him and Grimes go out there, and then you start seeing IQ and Grimes and him close games, and they'll start to win. That's it. They're not going to give up. That's their spot now for the next 5 years. That's it. But I don't expect D Rose to really be back to D Rose for another 8 to 10 weeks because 8 weeks they're evaluating him, right? And then he's got to get back in condition. He's got to get his game back.
Right.
So I'm thinking about 10 weeks. So I'm not really worried about D Rose right now. I think this is, like you said, divine intervention. This is going to give Deuce the chance to show what he can do, and he's already shown it in limited time. Let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, let's definitely see what happens. But as long as, man, Walker's minutes needs to go down, but as long as he's producing, because even when he wasn't producing, the attention he was producing was creating scoring opportunities for our team. So even if he's not producing, like Tom looks at that stuff. That's why he keeps Randle on the floor for so long, because he says because what does he always do? Randle brings 2 to the ball. If he brings 2 to the ball, that means somebody's open, and that's why he plays Randle so much. So if Walker is doing the same thing where people are trying to trap him on a pick and roll, and he's spraying it out to people, then he might try to milk that as long as possible too. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen long term with these guys.
Yeah, as I'm saying, I'm not fretting it because, like I said, Kemba played good. Kemba's been playing good. He's player of the week, and he deserved it. He's been playing really good. But I'm just saying, I don't see him doing this at this level for the whole rest of the season. I see him missing a stretch of games, and that gives Deuce a chance. And once Deuce steps in there, we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, man, we'll see what happens. And salute to the chat, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're liking the show. We get into kind of a lot of off-the-cuff conversations about the Knicks and this game today. Salute to everybody who rocked with us. If you're new to the channel, hit the hashtag new. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Don Hines, best mod in the game. Fritz Alessandro, also Rich Jim, Big Reaper. Everybody else was rocking with the KOT show. Next game is we got tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
back to back.
Pistons.
Detroit tomorrow.
Back to back. Tomorrow we got playing the Detroit Pistons. It's 7:00 game. I always mess up these games and miss the beginning. Don't beat me tomorrow, guys. Don't beat me tomorrow. Game is at 7:00 versus the Pistons. Also tomorrow's my pop's birthday. So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pop.
The J. Ellis Senior.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to get him early, hit him up early so I can come back and catch this game. But we'll be here tomorrow talking these Knicks-Pistons game, and really curious to see what we do with Kemba Walker's minutes tomorrow. Very, very curious.
Gonna be interesting.
All right. But, yeah, man, let's close it out, man. So, yeah, Raw, let them know where they can find you, Raw.
Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube, Raw Hebrew Remnant on Twitter, Raw Hebrew Remnant also on Patreon.
All right. And Ryan, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. And you also, where you can find us? Find us first of all, we are on Instagram. We are about 30 something away from 10K. So head to that Instagram, man. So we get that. Listen, I'm giving away a KOT giveaway. We hit 10K. It's gonna be a KOT giveaway, giving away a KOT snapback on the Instagram page once we hit 10K. So go over there, get us to 10K, and be ready for that giveaway. All right. So definitely do that. All right. 30 away at thenicoftimeshow.com. Instagram.com/nicoftimeshow. And I'm pretty sure my man Fritz is putting that link in the chat. Also follow us on Twitter as well at the KOT Show, and like and subscribe to the channel as well. All right. That is our show. And as always,
shout out to World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, right? That is our show. We are out of here.
Peace.